आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं वातरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः उकारो अन्धकारो वैरुकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते सम्प्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले नहि रक्षति दुःकृङ्करणे वयसि गते कः कामविकारः शुष्के नीरे कः कासारः क्षीणे वित्ते कः परिवारः ज्ञाते तत्त्वे कः संसारः भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते. Shloka number 10, we are continuing with more explanation needed for to complete the 10th verse. So, Shankara wants to point out through some examples that we are holding to the temporary things in this world, which will not constitute any kind of happiness or any kind of a peace which is needed for the human mind. So he says that Vayasi gate kama vikaraha. A normal person who get attracted to the world and the certain things in this material life will not have the same attraction once the situation got changed. At the older age, people may think about the Lord, or certain kind of life which will be more peaceful and quiet. They are not behind the material things or material pleasures, how they lived their life at their younger ages. Because the age will make the person more mature and the experiences will give a lot of lessons, which will make them to retire from this material things and the desires are settled down. So Shankara points out, how can a person become more desirous even at the older ages? Because the physical body is not at all in a good condition in order to fulfill the pleasures or the pressures inside the mind. So they keep quiet. They will not have the desires to win over the world or to enjoy this material world. when they get more old. Or when we get more old. Vayasi gadeha kama vikara. Vikara, emotions, desires. Simply I can translate. Then he says in the second sentence, Shushke nire kasaraha. When the water is dried out, what is the point of talking about a pond there? There will be no pond at all, because water is the content which makes the pond alive. When the water is no more, there will be no pond at all. Not only the pond or the lake, all the living beings around the lake will also go away to another lake or a pond. That connection he will brings to the third line of the verse. What is that? Kshine vityekah parivaraha. All our relationships, whether it is inside the family or outside the family, whether the servants, whether the friends, or all the well-wishers who comes to see you daily in your life, may they will be interested in their own selfish motives, which can be fulfilled by you, especially by your money. Suppose you are giving some money for a person every Saturday, like some bhikshus will come to our houses only in Saturdays, and they know that this house will provide some money for me for my survival. As long as you give the money for them, they will be regularly attending your house in the morning. Please, Ma, give some bhiksha in the form of money. Similarly, the friends and relatives also centered on one single point, your money. So Shankara points out that Kshine Vitte, when the wealth is dried out, it's no more there to spend for others, and you stop spending for others. Kshine Vitte, Kah Parivaraha. Where is the people around you who are sitting and talking with you all your life? No. There will be no parivaram. There will be no people around you once the money is dried out in your life. Empirical world means you need money. I will also agree with that. Without money, you cannot survive. Even those who have studied along with me this spiritual course or anything, I tell them, you don't go for bhiksha in any house. Even though this is India, I say them, I would like to suggest to them, people are not informed about the value of bhiksha. People are not informed even in India about the spiritual studies like Vedas and Vedanta. So they don't know the value what you have studied. They just see you as a person who is lazy. You are not hardworking like others or like them. They are getting up early in the morning, catching a train in Mumbai and travel for 60 kilometers and work in a company and come back at 7 o'clock and 8:30, they will reach the house and they will eat some food and go to sleep again. In the morning, 4:30, they will wake up and they will be running towards the railway station. When they do this routine in their life and they compare with this routine with you, it seems to be lazy. But they don't understand what is the goal and what you have done in your life. How much exercise you have to do study one sloga in the Vedas. Can you imagine how much more time and how much energy you have to spend to study a proper mantra to chant? You are sustaining this culture by studying and you are acting upon it. Thus, this culture is survived for the next generation, which is a glory within you. But they didn't understand all these things. They are ordinary people. You cannot blame also. So I suggest them, make some money or gather some money from the devotees without asking. They will provide you for your survival if you give them good words and good lessons in your life. Make them to go to the right path by guiding them what you have done in your life. They will be happy, and there will be people to protect you, to make you survive. From that bhiksha only you have to live. You don't go to houses for bhiksha. People are not informed about what you have studied nowadays. In Satya Yuga, everything is okay. To go to bhiksha and take some food from any house, bhavati bhiksham dehi, they will provide the first food. But right now, very less. Even though majority is Hindus, majority religion are Hindus, still they are not informed. It's not our issue or their issue. It's like this in Kali Yuga. So, empirical world means I will also agree money is the prime factor. The more you have money, your material lifestyle will be conducive. If you are lacking with the money and your wealth, there will be some trouble because you cannot live in the street in a hut. Should have a proper shelter, and you should see some TV, you should have some burger. You need some money. So I say that in the empirical world, one should acquire, one should earn some money for their survival. And also, you need not to spend hope for all the people who see in your life. Patram eva yogyada. Patram means the adhikaritvam to receive your money. A good person, if you come to know he's having some troubles in his life and he don't ask money, you give them more, whatever you want to give. Yatha Shakti, according to your strength to give, because you should also survive. You cannot help all the world. So, Shankara, even though here criticizes, when the money is not there, there will be no family and friends around you. It is a fact. And Shankara wants to confirm you that don't run behind money. Your own action will attract certain amount of money or wealth, which will be sufficient for your daily bread. This is what Shankara wants to convey with us. I am not against any job, or I am not against earning of money or anything. Your business should run properly. You should survive properly. You need a car. You need a well-dress. Everything. This is Kali Yuga. You don't go with the spiritual sentences which is taken to the material world. Spiritual world, once you enter, then you will not have any interest towards money. Up to that, you need to work and you need to get some money in your life. Fine. Kshene vitte kah parivaraha. Once you lose the money status, there will be no friends and family around you. Similarly, the last sentence is something to be known. All other things are a familiar examples which we have gone through. You may have given some money for your friend who was in trouble in the hospital. After a period of time, he came back to the proper position. After that, he became a rich person, and you were in trouble by the time. He may not be aware of that, and he don't want to interfere on that situation. We have came through this type of situations all our life. Those who got the help from you will not help you in the right situation. This is the worldly logic. You don't say only happened to me. No, it's a worldly logic. Everybody has gone through this situation. You help somebody, and in a need, they will not come and help you. Even they understood your situation. So close that chapter about helping somebody. Your teachers are there. Those who are attributed to this Guru Parambara, they are eligible to receive your money. Those who are really in need of shelter, food, or etc., you provide them in that form. These are all the help in the form of dana, really speaking. And nowadays, gurus also, when you go to a internet website for yoga studying this much dollars, for Vedanta studying this much monthly fees, that will not work, really speaking. Of course, apart from India, you can charge and it's all up to you. Really speaking, you receive this knowledge with free of cost from your ancestors and these glorious sages. Our teachers were grateful to teach us. They taught well. And we have to give to the next generation out of mercy and out of kind towards them. Of course, it's a ritual. After this ritual, a teacher should be respected in the form of dakshina. That's all. It can be 1 rupee, it can be 5 rupee. It's not. So I am against these charges which we see for spiritual studies. Lot of associations are there. They charge for 1 week studying, 10 days studying, pranayama course. But I am against them, really speaking. You go and study under them properly, those who don't charge anything. Because this Veda Vidya, this Vidya, Adhyatma Vidya of Bharatam, my country, has given me in free of cost by through our traditional teachers. And I deliver them to the next generation out of kindness and mercy. Whatever mercy my teacher shown me, that same mercy I carry in my heart and I give to them, those who are eligible. They can take them in their life. That's all. Nothing more than that. And really speaking, most of the traditional teachers are not interested in money. They are interested a peace of mind after teaching this glorious Vidya to the next generation. They settle their life in small things. Okay. Now I am coming to the last sentence, which is very important of this slogan. Jnate tatve ka samsara. This is the sentence to be explained properly, and we will go to the next verse. By knowing, jnate tatve, the truth of oneself, the fact about oneself. Jnate tatve. What is the fact about oneself? Briefly, which is not connected with this text still. The truth is something extraordinary regarding oneself. You know, Amritatvam is our true nature. What is meaning Amritatvam? Immortality. We never die or we never get into a birth. But we don't know that. We only know that we have a death and birth, which is just opposite of the truth. Yes, body has a date of birth and a body has a date of death. But the truth is that, really speaking, I am not this body, but there is something which is the center of this body, which is the locus of the body. And that truth, if one comes to know in one's life, which is the source of all happiness or eternal happiness, which is the source of peace, which is the source of all kind of solutions. If someone comes to know about this real nature of oneself, Tattve Sati, if one comes to know about the real nature of oneself, it's a big topic and it's need a big time. In traditional teaching, Atma Jnanam will be delivered in a systematical manner by the traditional teacher. That Tattvam will be revealed in course of time. That Tattvam one need to sought after. Parikshya logan karmachitan brahmano nirvetam ayat nasti akrita kritena tad vijnanartham gurum eva abhigachet samitpanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Mundaka Upanishad. For the sake of understanding about this truth, after examining this material world with a lot of success and with a lot of failure, one will come to an end. Enough. The mind will say enough of struggles. Then he will walk away from this material world. And a lot of punya being there in their back. Tad vijnanartham. I want to know the secret behind the world and about myself. A question will arise about myself. Because I'm a rightful person. I'm doing the right things in the world. Still, only I am getting in the position of loser. Always I am a loser. I'm not successful. I want to know about the secret of this world. Or I want to know about my fact. Tad vijnanartham gurumeva abhigacche. One will go under a guru. How the guru appear in one's life? If you are a righteous person and you are doing the right things in your life, that results itself will attract a guru in your life somehow. Tad vijnanartham gurumeva abhigachet, and there he will start to study in order to know the reality. A traditional teaching begins there. A big step from the mumukshu to the jijnasu. I want to be free from all struggles. That's called mumukshu. That mumukshu will make a big step that only by understanding my reality about myself and this world, then only I will be free from all kinds of struggle which are around me. From the mumukshu, that person will change to jijnasu. So everybody is mumukshu, but they are not free from struggles. One who convert their mumukshutvam to jijnasutvam, because a misunderstanding about a thing is causing a lot of struggles one after another. That misunderstanding should go from one's life. Their understanding is needed. Understanding means knowledge comes into picture. Knowledge means somebody should inform you. For that information, there should be somebody who is capable to make you informed. The whole steps are being told. Tat Vijnanartham. The mumukshu should become jijnasu. Most of the people are ignorant about that. Everybody wants to be free. I have a problem. My daughter is not getting a proper boy for the marriage. My houses are in the half of my house building work is half of the way. My job issues are on the way. Everybody is mumukshu. But few people will try to come out of that by taking one step to another step, holding the hands of Guru. Jijnasu. Jnatum icha jijnasa. One who having this is called jijnasu. He is having a keen interest to know about the reality about oneself. Jnade tatve. By knowing this reality from the Guru, there is no self-studying. Vedanta is not a matter to study one's own personally. You can read Junior Vigadan or any other Tandi, Dina Tandi, you can read, no problem. But Vedanta is not something like that. It's a precious book. It's a deep subject. And it is to be told by a person who already gone through this book completely by the help of another Guru. When your grinder got some issues, idli batter maker grinder has got some issue. You will not open even though you are an electrician. Why? If you put the hand, it will get more trouble. You know that. Simple example. Certain things get damaged in your life. You know you have screwdriver, you have spanner, you have a lot of other gadgets in your house. Still you don't work on that, correct? A technician will come and he will unfold the things. Then only the things will be in the proper place. Similarly, the same matter. Even though you know letters, you know the literal meaning if you read a word. But this topic being tricky and nityam, and it has to say certain intentional meanings. There are a lot of meanings which has to convey only by Guru. You cannot get by literally reading. So Guru, the Vedanta is not a text to be read alone. Jnade tattve. In order to know that Gurum Yeva, the Yeva means in the Sanskrit indeed, only, no other option. That's called Yeva. Gurum Yeva Abhigachet. May one go only to a Guru, a traditional teacher, not a person who has involved in a spiritual business. Lot of people are there. They charge them for 1 week. For 1 week yoga, 1 week this, that. It may work in other countries where there is no the concept of our traditional teachings. I am talking about those who have a root in India or connected to the Indian culture. Those who know the Guru Shishya Bandham, the relation between a Guru and the disciple, teacher and his student. Go to them, traditional teachers. They will unfold this subject matter in a proper way, how you can understand. And you make them to survive, to listen more. So, Jnade Tattve Ka Samsaraha. After knowing the reality, where will be the mistaken identity? Samsaraha. Body remains as long as our ignorance prevails. Once you got the knowledge, the ignorance has gone. Even though you see your body in this world, which has a birth and which has a death, that body is only an illusion, just like a pot on the material clay. Stock example. When there is a dark room and there is a rock, Shankara's example, that's enough. Very clear, I don't need to bring new example and making confusion. In a dark room represents our ignorance. And you enter into a room, you start your life, and while going through the life, everywhere you will see competition between two people. In the classes, in the school, in the job, everywhere there will be competition, because the misunderstanding is that I am separate from this body and I have talent. He has also talent, or she has also talent. Whose talent is much glorious? So we have to enter into a competition. So everywhere there is a competition and comparison that make my life miserable. I feel inferior certain times. I feel superior sometimes, This is called samsara. A mistaken identity is taking the role of real in your life. Mistaken identity, how it happens? Naturally, prakritya. By birth itself, the ignorance is there, and you are being informed by the people around you that you are this body, by your parents, by your mother, by your brother, by your daughters, by your sisters, by the society, they approve your thought. They fertilize your thought that you are inferior. Your inferior status is retained by them, or your ignorance is retained by the society and the people. And you grow along with the ignorance that I am this body. This problem will grow and grow and grow. Much more problems will be generated by this single thing, ignorance. That is being taken away by the knowledge. In a dark room means in the life when starts with a lot of ignorance, you meet certain things, certain example, certain experience, which is called a round shape rock, which is not perceived by you due to darkness, and you mistake as a snake. Similarly, you mistake this truth, your real nature, which is immortal, into a mortal body. And you live a life with this mortal body, and you fulfill the desires of this mortal body. The more Sharira Buddhi, the more notions regarding this body, the more your pressure will be. And you are conducting a life of samsara. But while living, you enter into the spiritual life because of your punya. You met the proper guru. You got the proper explanation regarding about your life and your reality. That will make you vanish the ignorance. It will help to disappearance of the ignorance. Now the knowledge is there about oneself. Even though I appear as a limited body, that appearance is not true. All our life, appearance and perceptions are real as long as the knowledge is there. As Puja Swamiji give an example, stock example. Even though you see sunrise, there is no sunrise. That phenomenon happens because the rotation of the earth around the sun. So whatever you perceive may not be true in your life. Lot of experiences are there like that. All these experiences, like when you perceive a pot, the clay remains really there. The pot is an attribute given to the clay itself. National flag, a piece of cloth. A car, a piece of iron and other extra pieces. Whatever you say with your word, vacha, rampanam, vigaro, it's a modification of some other thing. And also, I will give the statement given by the Shankara in Brahma Sutra. Puro vastu vishaye eva adhyasaha. Something which is already right in front of you, then only there will be a mistake will happen. A superimposition, in order to happen, there should be something in real. Similarly, Atma being there right in front of you, which is you, there is a superimposition of the body. So you cannot say that I don't know what is Atman. Already it is there right in front of you. That is why superimposition happened. So, Jnade Tattve, like this with a lot of logics, with a lot of patience from the Guru's side, because you have a lot of confusions already you are carrying along with bags and bags. Yep. Prejudice. Already I have some understanding about myself and the world. We should allow the person to remove all these things. It will come within years, not a one-day result. Vedanta or any knowledge, you don't calculate that, or you don't assume that you will be enlightened in one day. You may get some understanding in one day. More and more one needs to pursue in this pursuit. So, Jnade Tattve, even though it's a single sentence with a small words, the literal meaning is that once you know the reality about your real nature, kas samsara, where is this samsara? If one comes to know that I am immortal, what is the point of imagining about the body and its death? Simply, where is the samsara after knowing the reality? Simple translation of this sentence, which will not convey any meaning. You need to understand at least this much explanation. Jnade Tattve, going under a guru and studying about oneself with all kinds of logic, experiences, with a lot of questions. Tadvidhi pranipadena pariprashnena sevaya. Of course, the questions are allowed. Guru may get certain questions from the part of disciple because he has gone through certain experiences. And Guru will answer in the time of the maturity. What if one can understand on that time, he will answer. Up to that, he will just smile and we will answer for that. You just study. A 5-year-old boy asked mom, Ma, how this biryani is made? Mother cannot explain about the garlic ginger paste, cutting the onion, adding the spices, how much water, how much oil, fry it properly, sort out it properly, add the proper amount of water according to it. These things are not going to stick. Correct? If you explain about the biryani when the boy asked, you are being in trouble. Because of the taste of the biryani, what he got from that, he may ask a 5-year-old boy or 7-year-old boy, how this biryani is made, ma? Only one answer mother can give. And you should also give that. We are going to study that. You will see. Directly, I will show you. Wait. Next time. Enough. Same. Teacher also will say, the guru will say, you are going to see about this answer about this question. In course of time, the person will get the answer, Something very amazing. The study itself is very amazing. Why? Vedanta talk about the features of an individual, which we cannot deny. Good features of the individual. Nobody will deny. Vedanta talks that you are immortal. No, I want to be mortal. Nobody will say, correct? Somebody is explaining your glories and you will not deny the glories. Just Vedanta will unfold all the glories of the individual who is listening, which we cannot deny. Other thing, it says a science which will be tasty in every sentence, which will be very tasty in every sentence. Why? It's talking about the individual who is listening or who is sitting in front of the Guru. Everybody will be enjoying to looking at the mirror. Even before coming in front of you, I just look at them. I gone through the mirror. Is it okay? I am fine. Why? I enjoy to look at the mirror. Whether it is a beautiful woman, whether it is an ugly woman, no problem. Everybody enjoy the mirror. And we have a lot of mirrors in everywhere, I have seen in the ashram, women carry the mirror. Nowadays, they don't need the mirror. They put the selfie cam and look at them. Okay. They don't need a mirror now. One phone is enough to have the mirror. Fine. I'm talking about Vedanta reveals the facts and your real nature about the person who is a listener. So, once you enter into that, you will never give up the pursuit. Because it's talking about you and it's all glories. It never deny you. It never tell you to stop what you are doing in your life. Nothing wrong on that. A clay cannot hold the water. A pot can only hold the water. So continuing as a pot is a glory. Nothing wrong on that. And also, the Vedanta talks about the performer of non-action. The listener is a performer of non-action. A lazy person will enjoy this sentence, Why? Already he is lazy to do his own things. And Vedanta talks about Atma, Akarta, Abhokta. Enough for a laziest person. He will enjoy. I am not going to do anything. Cook is there. Ashram will provide food at 7 p.m., eat the things and go to sleep, and morning listen the class. Really speaking, Vedanta is talking about the laziness of the person, the real nature, because action is always due to the desire behind that. A desire will only prompt an action. So it's talking about the person who is complete. Then there will be no desire. When there is no desire, there is no action. Which we are going to study when the Upanishads comes in front of you, you will know everything. Just I am revealing that sentence to be understood clearly. Jnade tattve. After knowing the fact from these Vedantic sentences, about the reality of one's own nature, there will be no samsara even after, while living itself. That is the meaning of this sentence. Now I will go to the next slogan and I will check about the time also. Yeah, we will have some time. So, the next slogan. Slogan number 11. Ma kuru dana jana yauvana garvam harati nimesha kala sarvam maya mayamitamakhilam buddha brahma padam tvam pravisha viditva. Shankara has composed all the stotrams in a poem. There is an adjustment called prasam. In Sanskrit, this is called prasam. You know, what is meant by prasam? Almost the same words will be there at the end, like that. Vikaraha in the previous slogan, like ka vikaraha. In the next sentence, he put kasaraha. See, the both sentence will end in ra. Correct? Again, come to the third sentence, samsaraha. Again, it will end in the same ra. Prasam. We say that. Almost it will be ending with a much less similar words, or the poetry will be written as though somebody will be enjoying while singing or studying. So here also see, the first line end with garvam. The second line ends with end with sarvam. Now the third line ends with dva, and the fourth line ends with dva. There is a prasam, there is a connection between the words while ending. Correct? Shankara has composed his almost all stotrams like this. Anyway, just I mentioned the prasam being there is very rochate. The people who study this will be very much easier also, and also they will enjoy by listening or study. Fine. Ma kuru, don't do. Ma, don't do. Kuru, do. Ma means don't do. What? In the younger ages, Yauvanakale, what are the dhanam? In the younger age, when we have money, when we have a good situations and people are around there, my body notion will become more fatter. Will become more fatter. The ego means I am this body. From that point, I make lots and lots of dramas around the world. I want to make others understand that I am something extraordinary. So I play different things around the people. My ego will make me angry towards small things. My ego will make me to shout other poor people, garvam, ahankaram. So Shankara says that when you are younger, when you are having all kinds of conducive situations, please don't yourself fall as a prey for your notions which are mistaken. You are not the body and you are playing a role of that I am this body. On that, you don't impose the ego towards the people. Nobody will be happy when you throw an anger towards them. Only you can throw anger towards an evil person. When you see some evil acts, you can be angry because you are not a wooden piece. You are not a Nirvikara Sattva. You have to get some modification. Hey, what are you doing this? You are doing something towards you are doing something wrong towards a child, towards an animal, towards the world. You should be angry, no problem. Vedanta don't say that you cannot be angry. Dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. So kamam and the krodham is one thing. So when you see adharmam, you should get angry, no problem. Nothing to, you don't suppress your anger. Suppose you are not resourceful to act with somebody, you can pray to the Lord. I am getting angry with this person's activities. Please take care of myself. Please take care of me. And you can put the anger by feeding some animals, looking at the tree, looking at the bird. Nature has provided everywhere certain extraordinary features around the world. Wherever you look, there is some extraordinary feature. At least to try to know what is this herb, this plant, and try to study each and every plant, each and every animal, each and every bird. Every bird has extraordinary features, really speaking. Of course, pigeon, I just give an example, or a dove. It's a common bird which we see all around the world. What a beautiful bird, Lot of features are there. That's the only bird which can land like a helicopter. All other birds will come and land like this. This pigeon can only like this. And also, taking off also like this, they can. Only bird. They can shift their body in 360-degree while flying almost 100 kilometers per hour. Can you imagine? Like a jet fighter. No other birds can do. We see them as a common bird. Similarly, all animals have features, special features. If you try to understand them, if you try to study them, if you enjoy them, your anger is nothing. It will evaporate. Really speaking, this is the only way. You need not to take any psychiatrist. You need not to take any tablet or psychiatrist. Nothing. If you are angry with your wife, with your children, with your wife, or with your husband, just walk away to a park or somewhere you will get. You enjoy, you feed some peanuts to the monkeys, you give something. This is how we will throw out our anger, We are subject to anger because world is not connected according to my attitude and according to my behavior. It's go in a wrong way, all the people around them. They are not studied. They are not spiritual. They are not having spiritual base. I cannot be angry. Even though I have anger, I should put out them somehow. So, ma kuru, don't do. Dana, jana, yavana, dharmam. In terms of money, don't show your power towards ordinary world. In terms of your younger stage, in terms of your age, don't behave like a king in this world. Be a sadhu. Sadhu means in terms of behavior, you become a cool person, When your actions are more powerful, you don't need any background score or special effect music. Your action itself is a mark. You don't need any somebody hero is walking and some music behind. We know that the person is walking in a ordinary way. Only the special effect is making some the things, So what I'm telling, our action should be proper. That itself will make you the king. We need not to be an egoist person, egoistic person, or we cannot be pressure over the world because of our money I am having. So may you come out of the body notions which will put a lot of trouble in your life. This is the intention of the Shankara in the first line. We are going to discuss and we are going to explain completely about this slogan in the next class also, session also. Now I will wind up. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you, Amma. See you all of you in the next class.
Hari Om, Guruji, Hari Om.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much, Swami.
Thank
Hari
you.
Om.
Hari Om.
Next class we'll see. Oh, Maharaj.
Oh.